success. All they do is take that product and they enhance it.
Sure.
And they go and they have the muscle to mass market it. And that's the difference between the independent. Majors don't niche marketing.
Of course not. They're mainstream.
Independent niche marketing. Majors don't break artists. Independent break artists.
Sure.
All they do is take an artist when he at that breaking point and mass produce that artist to the next level, which you see on TV of superstardom.
Well, that sounds great, Marvin. Wow, that's seems like you know exactly what you're doing.
I want to say one thing before we break. The major labels used to do artist development in the heyday, but now because the industry has changed, they don't do artist development anymore. They want an artist to be already there, so they can go and make money off the artist.
Sure.
Because it costs is too expensive right now to take an artist and develop that artist from the ground up. They want the artist. That's where the independent come in.
So basically, the independent comes in, creates this artist, and then the big companies take over and mainstreams them
after they become somewhat famous.
And
is this where the like the internet comes in into play?
The internet comes into play.
Okay, so how does the internet affect somebody who's just starting versus?
Oh, it's a great thing. It's a great marketing tool.
Okay.
Because here, where you had an independent artist from Georgia, he couldn't reach nobody in California.
Right.
But now the internet takes that artist who now is in little town Mississippi, Jonesburg, and puts him on a national level. So now he's not that little town Jonesburg artist. He's that big artist from Jonesville who's now nationally known through the internet.
That's right. I keep hearing that.
Of the internet.
You're absolutely right.
And that's what you can do. For instance, there was an artist garage band in England, and they didn't have a whole lot of money. They went to the garage, put a little cloth over the different things, and they were beating on the box. But when they streamed that video, they sold 15,000 units, and RCA picked them up and they sold 150,000 units just because the internet, the power of the internet, and they had over 115,000 viewers that saw the streaming video.
That's truly amazing.
That's the power of the internet, and that's what has hurt the industry. But for the independent, for the major companies, but for the independent, it's the greatest time ever.
Right. So as an independent, that's what you do for your clients. Very good. So I understand that you've got a large project coming up.
Yes.
And we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we want you to tell us all about it, okay?
I'll be certainly ready to roll.
Okay. Everybody stay tuned. We'll be right back with more of Marvin Spruill.
Welcome back to Business Success Weekly. Joining us today is Marvin Spruill with Western Soul Entertainment. Now, Marvin, I understand you have a big project in the works. You want to share what that's all about?
Well, certainly I would. I can't tell you everything, but I tell you, everybody got to keep their trade secret.
Of course. We respect that.
But what I will tell you is the project I'm working on has been coming for a long over 5-year dream. And it's called the Soul of Country Music Extravaganza.
Wow.
And this Soul of Country Music Extravaganza show is gonna really open the eyes of a lot of people, give a little music history, and we're also gonna bring a lot of young talent. Let me tell you what the Soul of Country Music Extravaganza is all about.
The floor is yours.
Back in the 1930s and 40s, when country music was in its heyday, and you had Jimmy Rogers and Buck Owens and all those people, it was a mixture of blending of R&B music in that time between the people from the South who were playing the banjos and violin, and it came up to the 1920s of Ernie Tubbs mixing a lot of his albums into R&B and soul music, which gained him top 10 hits.
Nice.
And then, 1961, when country music was in a downturn, and Mr. Ray Charles done 3 country albums, Country and Western Modern Sounds, and Country and Western Modern Sound meets Rhythm and Blues.
Sure.
So you have Ray Charles became what we call the father of country soul music.
Naturally, sure.
And Ray Charles inspired a whole generation of artists like Ronnie Milsap, T. Graham Brown, Barbara Mandrell, and a lot of these artists that came from that era with mixture with soul music into country music that really gave country music another side of listening. So now what we have, the extravaganza of country music, is giving that history of the R&B side, the African American side, as well as the white side of country music, as well as the country music, the blending of the styles, musical styles,
Sure.
to create this sound. So soul country music is going to celebrate the music traditions that we're going to have with all these dynamic artists who paved the way for that creative sound. Like people don't even know the Supremes had a country album called The Supremes and Country and Western Pop album. A lot of people don't even know that Al Green recorded a country album.
Really?
Tina Turner had a country album.
Tina Turner?
Yes, it's called Country in My Soul. Tina
Wow.
Turner country album. A lot of people don't even know that, who was celebrating the country album, like Etta James, Solomon Burt, even Donna Summers recorded a country album. So you have these artists.
It seems like every artist out there had a country somehow mixed in there.
Exactly. So they cut this. So because this was their original roots.
Sure.
James Brown appeared on the Grand Ole Opry and sung parts of his song. A lot of people don't know that. So this is going to be able to bring out that type of musical history and style, and plus bring out young up-and-coming talent, white and black, to be able to see a uniquely new sound that is emerging from what was and what is now.
Sure.
And that is country soul.
That's what country soul is.
So it's not a black thing or a white thing. It's a combination. It's an American thing.
It's an American music. Country music is American, and we have a melting pot of people.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
so therefore, everybody
that's inevitable. It's
country music.
Right.
Because in the Deep South, you had black and white living together in rural South, working together in the fields in rural South.
Sure.
So they was listening to the same sound music, and you have a huge African American population in the Deep South who love country music. So it's not like I said, it's a universal type of music.
Sure.
And it reaches everybody no matter what your age.
Nice.
That's great for everybody, and we're glad that's happening.
Yes.
So who else is involved with this project? Do you have partners that
certainly,
you're working with? Or?
I have a child star who's now grown up named Rodney Allen Rippey, who basically I've been talking to him several years about this project, and he loves it. Rodney came on, he helped write the package that I presented to y'all, and he basically support this, and he's going to be bringing a lot. My other partner is Mr. Jim Bonner. They was the first African American family in country music back in the 60s, and they toured all the Marlboro shows and stuff like that, and went to Nashville, and they done a real great job. And so he and I has been working towards this dream of ours to bring something different to the music industry.
Sure.
And we have a lot of other producers that we just signed on. A lot of other people. I won't mention their names right now, but until they truly sign on.
Right.
But
of course,
these are the people that we got.
Very nice.
That's working with us.
Now, what other stars do you hope to attract?
Well, the stars, when the Grammys done, and the Grammys done the history thing at the Wilshire Bell where the event is going to take place, and they had Brian McKnight singing with Deanne Carter, and you had Carrie. I think you had not for sure Carrie Underwood or one of the other ladies there, but you had a mixture of Marty Stewart, who was the host. You had the wagon man of the wagon guy, one of the old greats of country music. I used to listen to his music all the time, and I have forgotten his name. But you had him there.
Okay.
And so what that did was really bring out not just the African American contribution, but the Latino contribution.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.